Paul are on the podcast. Amber and Paul are on the podcast. Amber and Paul are on the podcast. Amber and Paul are on another podcast. Paul's a very funny boy. His laugh I very much enjoy. Amber's got a lovely voice. If I could choose an accent, hers will be my choice. Yeah.
Hello, listeners. Amber and Paul are back on the podcast. I think that...
Is this pre-jingle or post-jingle?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
Okay.
I think it's post-jingle. I'm going to do the jingle beforehand somehow. I don't know how. I will do
in
that.
your 45-minute intro.
Yeah. So it's traditional for me to ask a question at this point. That is to ask... I'll go for Paul.
Yeah.
It's always me.
Yeah.
It's always you.
What's the situation?
Occasionally Amber, sometimes, but
No,
it's the traditional thing to ask you, Paul, what's the situation?
The situation is, it is September 2nd, 2025.
September 2nd, you went with the American way of saying the date there.
I know,
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I know, it's 10-2.
Well, it's
9-2.
He's just come back.
He has just come back
I've just come back from the
America.
US. It's the 2nd of September. And we are sat in your podcastle in an undisclosed location in Paris.
Yeah.
We've just had lunch, wonderful pizzas, and we're here ready to record another podcast. It's been a while. I'm trying to remember. I feel like it's been probably at least 6-7 months.
Something like that.
Possibly.
Episode 919.
Was the last one?
Yeah.
But you don't know when that
then
was.
There was the medieval museum, but that was recorded much earlier.
Yeah.
Of course.
But that did come out. Okay, so good. That's the situation then. Good. We've dealt with that. There are various things here that I was thinking of asking you, but since we got together and had a pizza for an hour, we've pretty much covered those things already. But I mean, not for the audience, but you know, we all had holidays and stuff like that. I was going to ask you actually about the best and worst things about family holidays. In your experience, what do you think are the best and worst things? I mean, there's the best things, just the nice stuff.
The worst thing is family.
The best and worst thing is family.
Yeah,
the simple answer.
Having to being forced to spend time with the family. Yes. Yeah. I wrote down a few things. One of them is in the car. So do your family holidays always involve going in the car somewhere?
Absolutely.
How are your kids with being in the car? Like, do they get car sick?
Car is the big thing.
No. She's been sick once in the car, but that was because we were driving down a mountain.
Right.
And it's windy and you can't see the horizon.
Do you know where I went on holiday this year?
Norway.
To Norway, where they do have quite a lot of mountains and winding roads. So
how did that go?
Well, we had one
just one sickness.
Just one incident. That's right, at the beginning of a journey where...
The older or the younger?
Younger, my son was
Were
coughing.
you able to catch that sick in your...
Well, it was my daughter's job to kind of do that, and she failed completely.
Yeah.
And as the driver, I obviously can't see behind, so I can just hear the sounds. And it was horrendous, and we had to stop by the side of the road.
And this is a rental car.
This is a rental car, and I met the guy I rented it from. It was one of those.
It wasn't like a Europe car.
No,
it's a person.
It's through Get Around, and I met the person. He was really nice, and I was like, so you want me to clean the car and stuff before I give it back? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about the outside. It's the interior that I'm most worried about. And like he made a point of letting us borrow his 2-year-old's child seat. And stuff like that.
There's nothing like cleaning a stick out of a car seat.
I've done that.
It gets everywhere.
Yeah.
You've got to basically the straps and into the buckle.
But I tell you what, I managed to take the cover off this car seat and we washed it in a mountain stream covered in soap. And it was cleaner than it was before, I swear. It was like spotless.
Stream has been closed down and the authorities have come in.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, health and safety came out to that lake and shut it down as a biohazard.
Do you both drive? Because you both drive.
Yeah.
But it's just...
My wife doesn't drive.
Because what's interesting about like family holiday... Because living in Paris, we don't have a car. I know that you guys have a car, but we don't use it much, you know what I mean? So... It's only car is only a thing on holiday.
Yeah.
And because I don't drive, like everyone's kind of got their roles. It's very sort of clear where we all need to be and what our different jobs are. And so maybe it's like that for you too, because you are the driver.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Now, my wife does that sort of Tom Cruise thing sometimes where she actually has to undo her belt.
Oh, yeah.
And crawl into the back seat while we're going, 90 kilometres down a road.
Yeah.
Something incredibly dangerous and illegal as well, no doubt.
There's a good joke by a comedian about family holidays.
Is it Michael McIntyre?
No, it's not. It's Louis C.K.
I know the joke.
Where he's like, going on a family holiday. He's like, it's this whole hassle getting my kids in the car seats, ramming them in, getting them all in. It's a pace, strapping them in, making sure they've got their toys, whatever. Getting my wife in that side, and then I have to go all the way round to the driver's side, and that is my holiday. Just driving
that walk.
Yeah, the walk around the car where there's no wife and no kids shouting at you.
That's his holiday. Yeah.
My daughter gets really sick, and my son used to, but now it's okay. But I can't drive, so I tend to do the reading. Like we tend to read a book or do a quiz or stuff like that. I'm entertainment.
I spy with my little eye.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh gosh.
Something beginning
I spy. Is that what you do? Yeah.
That's the we've done that game a couple of times.
Oh, it's boring. 20 questions is not bad.
What's 20 questions?
You're a animal, vegetable, mineral. You're an object or something, and they've got 20 questions to work out. But with kids, you can have 1,000 questions.
Yeah, that's always good fun.
Okay.
What about music? Do you have music in the car? Who chooses the music? What kind of music do you listen to? If it is indeed music, maybe it's something else, an audiobook or a podcast, perhaps.
Luke's English podcast.
Yeah.
We listen to podcasts. Greeking Out, a current favourite.
Greeking Out.
Greeking Out
is that Greek history?
It is Greek mythology.
Yeah.
It's by National Geographic. It's really good.
Oh.
And then the kids really love this strange, dark podcast called Magic Woods.
Ooh.
It's really mysterious.
Really?
But they love it. It's quite good because some children's podcasts are really annoying, but those are both good.
You're not a music family. You're an audiobook podcast family.
Nico will listen to podcasts, music sometimes, and since he's the driver, he kind of gets to choose. And sometimes he'll listen to really boring French stuff, and then we all put on our headphones and drown it out. But sometimes music happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah, ours is more music than we've never really listened to we're not podcast people.
No.
So yeah, music, and it would depend. There'll be times where we can just listen to whatever. But Louise is heavily into her three sort of favourite things where we put a compilation of their best songs. It's Coldplay, Adele, Ed Sheeran she likes, and Vianney, who's a French Ed Sheeran basically.
Okay.
But since we went to go see Oasis in London over the summer, she is now enjoying the Oasis playlist, and she said to me the other day, she's like, "Oh, can you put on the song that's called Shine?" And I didn't know what she meant by that, and it turns out it's the way Liam Gallagher says sunshine, and he says sunshine.
Spend the days in the sunshine.
Or anything with an ION, situation.
It's a crazy situation. Yeah, right.
So she asks for shine.
That's not bad. My daughter keeps asking for the Matilda soundtrack. Which
the film?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we just because that was on Netflix recently.
Yeah.
So we watched Matilda, and so she likes. Or we listen to the Moana / Vaiana soundtrack, or Frozen.
We
get
Frozen a lot.
Frozen, Let It Go, and all.
Yeah,
do you want to build a snowman and all that stuff? But the Matilda soundtrack is the one from the musical. No,
I don't know.
Tim Minchin songs, isn't it?
Oh.
It's written by Tim Minchin.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. What about going to the beach? You went to the beach.
Yeah,
you didn't go to the beach.
No, I hate the beach.
So how do you feel about going to the beach, Paul? What, you hate going to the beach? I fucking
hate this. It's the worst holiday for me.
Why?
I hate it. I don't know. I think it's obviously my skin. And my body is not made for heat.
Bit ginger. You're on the ginger spectrum.
I'm pasty white, so I have to be careful in the sun. Which is, if I didn't have to be careful in the sun,
yes,
I'd probably enjoy it more. But the thing is even then, we just talked about it at lunch. Sea water. I think it's the ickiness of it. I hate being icky.
Good word.
It's a good word, isn't it? It's icky.
So a bit uncomfortable. You feel like you're a bit dirty.
Yeah.
You're not quite comfortable in your own skin.
It's why I hate Singapore, Hong Kong, Shanghai.
Because too humid.
Yeah, I was there on tour, and I can't deal with it. You walk out into the street, and after literally 5 minutes, I'm just icky everywhere. Everything's sticky.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. And so the beach is that, but times 1,000, because one, you've got to put sun cream on, so that's icky. you're icky before you even leave the house.
Yeah.
You're feeling sticky, and it's like, oh God, this is horrible. Because then you're like, oh, I've got a t-shirt on, but I'm underneath, it's like stuck to me, and I'm going to take it off. But you cream up before you go out, because it takes like you're supposed to put it on half an hour before you get under sun exposure. So then you go out to the beach, and then it's just like the sea water makes it even worse, and then there's sand everywhere.
Because the seawater is also, it's full of all sorts of micro life forms and stuff that are now all over your body, and
I didn't really think about that.
It's salt, and all sorts of. It's a whole ecosystem, isn't it?
I hate it. That and the sand, and just like that you're incapable of doing anything. Like you're on the beach, it's like, all right, cool. We need to find a place to sit down, but then you need the umbrella, or I need an umbrella, so we need to have bought the umbrella at the shop,
which makes no sense, because it's like the whole thing is a mission to get out into the sun, and then as soon as you're there, it's a mission to hide from the sun and protect yourself from the sun. Are you wearing your hat? Have you put sunscreen on? We need to find a place in the shade. Like, do you want to be in the sun or not? Make up your mind. I don't understand it either.
I hate it. I can't do. And then it's like, all right, we'll go for lunch. You got to pack all that up, and it's just like because you spend like €50 buying an umbrella at the shop, and then all of the mats, because you're not going to take a flight with an umbrella. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, does this fit into my Ryanair carry-on? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So then you got to buy it there, and you got to leave it there. So it's I hate it.
Leaving the beach as well is a pain, isn't it? Because you've got all the sand stuck to your body, especially your feet and ankles.
Yeah, and then you get in the car. It's obviously a rental car, but then it's like you got sand everywhere, and then the sand obviously makes it into your bed. And into the apartment or the house that you're staying at. I can't do it. I hate beach holidays.
And also, what's the appeal of it anyway? I mean, I was thinking the other day, it's where the sand meets the water. If it wasn't, I mean, you don't go in the water that much. Most of the time, you're just on the sand. So you just, if you took the water out of the picture, you're basically going to just lie down in a desert somewhere. Right? It's basically the same thing. It's hot. It's sandy. You're not even in the water. You might as well just go to some desert.
The best holiday I think we've ever had as a family is we went to Corsica, where we got married.
Famously got lovely beaches.
Which got lovely beaches, but we managed to find a place that had like a swimming pool.
Okay.
It was like a villa with a swimming pool.
You went to the place that's famous for its beaches, and
I went to the swimming pool. I was like, the girls went to the beach in the morning. Andy was happy. She did the beach, and then they came back for lunch, and then we spent the afternoon in the swimming pool. I was like, this is great because I get to sleep in.
Yeah.
Because my problem with family holidays is that I'm awake before I'm naturally awake, and so it's I'm not resting. Basically, it's not a holiday. It's not a holiday, right?
No, it's exhausting,
when you've got kids,
isn't it?
You need a holiday when you get back from it, as everyone says.
Luke, you don't agree with this. You like a beach holiday.
Well, you see, so I'm a bit of both, but I will do a beach holiday under certain conditions.
I've done the beach holiday with you.
Yeah, we have
been on a beach holiday together.
Yeah.
Where?
So,
I think this was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
It was a minute ago. Yeah, 2-3 years ago.
So that was Ile de Ré, and the difference is that it's not as hot as it is, let's say, in the Mediterranean.
Yeah,
not at all.
And so I quite like that. I like almost like a
bracing beach holiday.
Bracing, chilly beach, like sort of a Welsh beach or something like that. Ireland. Where you like put on a couple of layers.
Yeah,
you can go out and paddle in the water. You don't need to swim. No one needs to swim. You're not surfing.
No,
just paddle in the water. That's fine. Put on a sweater if you get a bit chilly and explore.
What?
Oh, here we go again. A jumper. I do apologise, Anne. I'm sorry. Amber, I'm sorry.
It's a specialty type of clothing, isn't it?
Yeah, you can wander around and explore rock pools and things like that, right? And activities on the beach. So I love building sandcastles.
Yeah, that's fun. That's
I can't just lie on a beach and try and read a book. It's impossible.
My sister lives, in Devon, and we were looking around the bookshop, and there was this book in there, and it was called like 99 Things to Do on the Beach. And I was talking to Nico, and I was like, yeah, swimming's not going to be one of them, because like in England, like the beach is very much, you don't go there to swim.
No,
you can't.
Well, you can go there to swim only if you're a Victorian.
Yes.
And you're wearing a full body stripy swimsuit.
Yeah.
And running into the beach like this, into the water like this.
Yeah, I think you need stuff to do. There's holidays where, because I've been surfing before and I enjoy that. Like when I lived in Australia, I went surfing, but it was the winter, so I went surfing in the winter there. But the beach, the winter there is like 15 degrees. It's like this weather basically, outside, and it's fun to go surfing, but often surfing beaches don't match with addies wanting to swim, because where there's waves, it means it's cold.
It's incredibly dangerous.
It's dangerous, but it's also cold. It's like on the Atlantic thing, whereas she likes warm Mediterranean water, and there are no waves in the Mediterranean.
Right. Okay.
So it's we've just never found anything compatible.
I love a beach. I love a beach holiday. Lovely, but it needs to be. You were very right. You need a lot of stuff, so you've got to be able to drive there. Because to go to the beach and to have a good time, you've got to bring equipment.
Yeah.
You need towels, you need blankets, you need a picnic, you need kites, you need spades, and not like plastic spades, proper spades, because if you want to get your sandcastling on, you've got to be able to dig. I mean, honestly, Nico's really invested in spades. I mean, like...
even those wooden ones with the metal blades, they're not good enough because they will break after.
Yeah, they will break.
Sort of a good 7 hours of solid digging. Those spades. You need proper gardening equipment, industrial castle building.
It sounds like you're both very well versed in spades and having to unearth things and bury people.
Do you think that people around the world do sandcastles, or is it just us?
Honestly, no. So we've been to England. Nico's been to England, and he's seen the sandcastling game, which is very much the dad's domain. Children will get involved, but it's really what the dads do.
Really?
They get there, they set up their like windbreakers, and they start getting their sandcastling on. They're not just like filling a bucket and like tipping it up.
What beaches have got sand in the UK?
Devon, loads
of beaches with sand.
Not just Brighton. Yeah, he's been deprived as a child.
Yeah, but Brighton doesn't even have... It's still pebbly.
No, I'm saying it's not Stones. Brighton Stones, but like all around Devon and Cornwall.
Norfolk, the Norfolk coast. Okay. There's loads of
beautiful beaches.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're getting their like sandcastling on, and now when we go to the beach, like, you know, he's really upped his game. It's making children are coming from all around. They can't believe what they're seeing. French children are joining in. They're like, what's happening? They're all getting involved. They're collecting things. They're getting buckets. They're getting their pathetic spades. And like, you know, you can see the parents, the dads, what's going on? And Nico's there, triumphant amongst them.
Is this like the barbecue game? It feels like the equivalent of like
Australian barbecue.
Yeah, or just like, you know, as soon as someone's got a barbecue in a house, it's like, right, let me get the equipment ready.
Yeah.
And all the men are like, whoa.
To give you an idea of what we're talking about, the way I would approach it is I would first of all I would dig a perimeter trench, a circle,
the perimeter trench,
or a square.
Yeah.
And it's about the size of the circle that we're sitting in here, right? So
or bigger.
Yeah, but let's start with that. Let's call it an intermediate castle. You dig your trench around, and you load all of the piles of sand into the middle, and you slowly dig that trench bigger and bigger, and you make a big mound of sand in the middle. That's the basis of your, let's call it a Mott and Bailey.
A Mott and Bailey,
castle.
Exactly. Typical Mott and Bailey sandcastle.
This is what talking about.
This goes back to the origins of.
This is back to 1066.
We're talking about medieval castle building.
I need to look this up.
So the Mott and Bailey castle is a genuine term to describe the early form of castle, which is essentially a trench with a mound.
Oh, Mott and Bailey.
Yeah.
You need to tell people how, because I typed in Motton, as in Motton, Bailey. So it's Mott and Bailey.
So the Mott is the moat, the trench, and then the Bailey, I suppose, is the mound. And you would build a little hut on the top of it, and you build a fence around the moat, and Bob's your uncle. But so
like that, basically.
Yeah, like
for the people watching on YouTube.
Think of a sort of, I don't know what age this is. Think of a very early sort of
1066. This is a sort of like
early Middle Ages.
A Mott and Bailey,
made of wood.
The village. Okay,
it can be constructed fairly quickly, I imagine. Right, one of those things. Anyway, you take a similar approach to the sandcastle.
Yep.
Build a trench, a moat, and then a big mound. And on top of that mound, you can then start building sandcastles with your bucket. You fill up the bucket with sand that's a bit damp, and you
want to do it close enough to the sea,
yes,
so that you can get that satisfying moment where the moat fills up with water before it all gets destroyed.
Yeah, you want to build your sandcastle at low tide.
Low tide. Yeah.
So you're looking up tide hours before you're doing this.
You check out when low tide is. You build your castle there.
You don't want to build it too deep because the sand will be too wet. You've got to be sort of close to the sort of tide line.
Because if you build it too close to the water, too deep, then there's water underneath the surface that's streaming down.
Okay.
So you need to build it the right place, and then you build up your castle and whatever you want, and then the satisfying bit is when the tide eventually comes in, and your castle gets destroyed by the water as it encroaches.
And you can make a long channel. But this, I would posit is a very English castle building technique, because everything changed for us once Nico saw just what a dad was capable of doing. He invested in his materials, and we see, and in an English beach, because no one's swimming because it's so cold, that's what's happening. Like, the castle building is wild. On a French beach, that's not what dads are doing. They are not. You might see one or two little buckets here and there. They've not got a castle game.
Every time we've been deprived. We when we go in the few times we've been on a beach holiday, it's just you fill up one bucket, like a Peppa Pig bucket, and just put that on the thing, just tap it, and then take it off, and that's it. And she puts a little flag on it. And
that's not a sandcastle.
No, you got to be much more ambitious and industrious than that.
But then I like being on the beach. I like reading a book. I like that the kids have got stuff to play with. I love a kite. Oh, love a kite.
Yeah.
Love a kite, love a frisbee, love swimming in the sea.
So how do you deal with the ickiness? Or do you just not care?
I don't go somewhere hot. Like, I don't like the Mediterranean. Like, I don't go somewhere hot. I'm not too bad in the sunshine. We bring loads of materials. The sunshine. We bring loads of materials. We've got in a car.
Okay.
We've gone to like a Brittany, that's where we go.
Okay.
It's not too hot.
Okay.
Love swimming, and then when I get home, I just wash all the stuff, just pop it in the machine.
I think it's a state of mind as much as anything else, right? It's like going to a festival. You've got to think to yourself, right, I'm going to get icky, and I'm just going to learn to live with it, and maybe even enjoy it.
You should buy for the kids.
Maybe it's the wrong. Maybe I'm confusing the ickiness with the heat. Maybe my problem is the heat.
But it sounds like the sand you don't like either. But one of the things you could do, like, the kids, you put them in those sun shirts.
Yeah, UV.
You can get them for grown-ups too, and then you don't need to put loads of sunscreen on. You can just be wearing like a little top,
a UV protective
Yeah, I'm not going to do it like a long sleeves a bit. Yeah, but I could do. Yeah, I could do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'll find my.
But your Addy wouldn't like it. It's cold. Like, getting into the sea is a challenge.
But I think it might be a good compromise where she'll be happy to just be at the ocean.
Yeah.
On sand.
Ile de Ré is very beautiful.
Yeah, Ile de Ré is pretty good.
Lovely beaches.
Try it.
We'll try the next time.
I'm gonna transition, segue to something completely different at this point.
Okay.
So I was wondering, about whether or not there are other famous people who have the same name as you. Okay.
I've got this.
Are there other famous people who have your name? So are there any? Obviously, Paul Taylor is a famous name. Mm-hmm. Amber Minogue is a famous name in Lapland, especially.
Sure.
But are there other Paul Taylors? Are there other Amber Minogues? Are there other Luke Thompsons in the world?
Have you looked this up?
I've checked this out, but I'm asking you first, Paul.
Okay.
Do you know how many famous Paul Taylors are there other than you?
There's a few.
I think that. I want to say in the 20s.
What, 20 Paul Taylors?
I think so. Because if you type in Paul Taylor into Wikipedia, there's like a cricket player, a football player, there's like a whole thing. The reason I know this as well is my tour in the US that I've just come out of. So show one.
So you just come back from a tour of the United States of America.
US Sunday!
Doing comedy in different cities around the country.
Yeah.
Including Chicago.
I did. So I did 12 US shows and 4 Canadian shows. Okay. So 16 in total.
Yeah.
Show number 1, Orlando, Florida. Place called the House of Blues.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And the House of Blues is on Disney. It's like Disneyland. It's on the.
It's Disneyland.
It's Disney Village. It's like the.
It's Disneyland land.
Yeah. Oh, it's land that Disney owns.
Disneyland.
Well, technically, it's Disney World Land because it's
Disney World.
Disney World is the one in Florida. Anyway, so there's like the venue holds like 1,500 people, 1,500, and there's 62 people at my show.
Oh gosh!
10 minutes into the show, 4 people get up and they leave.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Yeah, and so the rest of the show, I'm like, am I too liberal? This is Florida. Am I too European? Why have they walked out? Found out after the show from the venue that they had bought tickets to see Paul Taylor, the black jazz musician.
Oh.
Which makes sense.
Very much not you.
No, but it makes sense. The House of Blues. But it would make sense that there's a black jazz musician.
Had they spent just a moment looking at the information, they would have seen like very much not a black jazz musician.
If you're booking tickets to the House of Blues, where you often go to see your favourite jazz and blues musicians, and you see on the listing Paul Taylor, you think, oh, Paul Taylor, the famous black American jazz musician.
Front row as well. They bought tickets to the front row to Paul Taylor, the black jazz musician, and they see this walking out. So I was like, oh, okay, there's another Paul Taylor that does music. And then, so I'm telling that story.
Yes.
About a week later at the House of Blues in Chicago.
Oh no. Right. Same thing. So
I'm telling the story. I come out, I'm like, hey, like, you know,
were you expecting
I just
Paul
did
Taylor?
The House of Blues. No, I'm like, I did the House of Blues in Chicago, blah, blah, blah. You know, 4 people left. You know, everyone's like, oh my God, same reaction. I'm like, I know. I was worried about the whole show. It turned out they'd come to see this other musician, like black jazz musician called Paul Taylor. So I'm like, I hope you've all come to see this Paul Taylor, right? And it, like, out of the corner of my eye, I can see a black couple in the front row, like, laughing internally. You know, you know, like, for some reason, what I love, like, black audiences in the US, when you see, like, the videos of, like, Def Jam comedy, their whole body just convulses with laughter.
Yeah.
So they're not laughing out loud, but I can see, like, the I'm like, so I look at them, I'm like, did you guys come for the other Paul Taylor? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I won't be offended if you leave. And they were like, nah, we'll stay, but you better be good. And so I was doing the show, and every now and again I'd look out and just see if they were enjoying it, and they were laughing. So I was like, all right, if I can make like a black couple from Chicago laugh, and they hadn't even come to see me, they came to see like a black jazz musician.
Random white English dude talking about living in France.
Exactly. And so I was like, all right, so then that hopefully, you know, it means that I'm doing something right. So yeah, I know there's for sure another Paul Taylor in the entertainment industry. There's a Paul Taylor dance company that a lot of people refer to.
Yes. I heard a whole thing about Paul Taylor.
Well, that's his name.
No, but I mean, like, Paul. No, but you got this whole thing about this guy called Paul Taylor. No, this other guy called Paul Taylor who's a comedian.
Oh, there's another comedian in the UK. His name is Paul F. Taylor.
Right.
Yes.
And Francis is my middle name.
And
so I remember this is when I started. So when I started doing comedy in the UK, like, open mic nights, I was like, I can't call myself Paul Taylor because there's already a guy, so I called myself Paulie T.
Paulie T.
Yeah. I'd come back from Australia, and their nickname for me was Paulie T, because they just take your first name, add an E to it, and just doing it. So it'd be Lukey T would be you. You'd be Ambo.
Yeah.
Ambo. So Paulie T.
Well, I asked Google Gemini. That was my AI chatbot of choice for this one. I asked Google Gemini.
As a footballer.
I said, "Are there any other famous? How many famous Paul Taylors are there?"
Okay.
And Gemini said there are at least 2 famous people named Paul Taylor, each renowned in different fields.
Oh.
Renowned.
The first one is Paul Taylor, the choreographer.
A dance company.
An American dancer and choreographer who was one of the last living members of the 3rd generation of America's modern dance artists, blah, blah, blah. Second one, Paul Taylor, comedian.
Yes! Come on!
A British comedian who is well known in France for his stand-up comedy and television shows, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what Google told me.
So I'm in the top 2 of Paul Taylors. That's pretty good.
You are the top 2.
Oh, the top 2 of Paul Taylors. Of the famous Paul Taylors.
Jazz musician. You're not even in the top 2.
Now, Amber, do you know of any other Amber Minogues?
It is a more unusual name, although Amber is becoming more popular. There was I can't remember who it was. It was quite a funny comedian, and he was saying, like, everything's changed with names now, and it's like there's all these little girls who are sort of called Enid and Ethel, and it's like, go kiss Granny Courtney, like, go Enid, go see Maud. So
like the little kids are now got
these, like,
the granny
World War
names,
II names,
and the grannies have got like these modern names.
Well, it's like Sebastian, our friend Sebastian Marks, his joke that his daughter's called Violette, and that that's an old woman's name, and so the joke is like he's in the supermarket going Violette, and all these old women turn around
right,
to say hello.
Amber Minogue. It is a more unusual name, although Amber's becoming more popular.
There's famous Ambers and famous Minogues.
I think there is an Amber Minogue, because obviously you've looked for something which has got your name in it.
You've Googled yourself.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I don't think I've Googled myself, certainly not recently, but I remember having to look for something and being like, oh, there's someone else called Amber Minogue, or seeing something once being like, oh, how weird, there is another, but I don't know if they're
Kylie
famous.
have another sister. The 3rd unknown sister, just like the Liam and Gallagher, the Gallagher brothers have got a 3rd brother called Paul.
Gallagher.
Paul Gallagher?
Yeah, and
I didn't know that. No.
Well, it's because he's a bit of a Well, anyway.
So obviously there's Kylie Minogue and Danny Minogue, the famous Minogue sisters, the singing Minogue sisters from Australia.
Absolutely.
But no other Amber Minogues that are up there. But so this is what Google Gemini said. I said, how many famous Amber Minogues are there? And it said, based on the information available, there appears to be only one famous person named Amber Minogue.
Is it? I think it's
She is a multi-talented individual based in Paris.
Hey!
Google Gemini's looked through your contacts. It's like, who are your friends?
Known for a variety of roles: comedian, voiceover artist, podcaster, tour guide. It's got your number. It knows everything about you. Yeah,
that's terrifying.
So apparently you are the one and only famous.
The one and only Amber.
Good work.
Well, last time I looked at Amber Minogue, which was a while ago, I think there was someone who was like a judo expert or something, and I remember thinking, definitely not me. How exciting! That is very exciting, but I do wonder if this speaks more to your contacts.
My personal Google Gemini, like echo chamber.
We should try it with ChatGPT.
We should just try it with just Google.
What are there any other Luke Thompsons?
Okay, so that's the other thing. How about Luke Thompsons? Do you know of any other famous Luke Thompsons?
Luke Thompson, to be fair, is a solid name.
It's like a Paul Taylor. It's like very well, it's not that common of a first name, but pretty
Thompson
common.
though is
Thompson,
there's a lot of Thompsons and there's been a lot of Thompsons.
Well, we think we might be related.
Oh yeah, did you know this?
What?
We might be cousins.
No.
Yeah, genuinely.
Because so my dad's mum, so my grandma, her maiden name is Thompson, and I met her sister who's called Jane, and they're all from Yorkshire. And his Thompson
and my
side,
family are all from Yorkshire.
You need to do a genealogy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? You should do an episode and do a genealogy.
We should.
Can you imagine?
It really would. And there's all lots of resources you can find, especially if you've got a bit of information.
So basically, we're both Thompsons, although that's not your name now, but your dad's mum was called Thompson.
Yeah, and she got married to a tailor.
Right. So Thompsons, we're part of the Thompson clan from Yorkshire. There's a good chance that we are cousins of some description.
How fun! Oh, we need to find out. Okay, come on then. I would say there must be more than.
We should do an investigative episode where we're like going through the different.
What's that program? Who do you think you are? Yeah. Do a who do you think you are?
Could be good.
Yeah, that would be really good.
So Luke Thompson's. This is what Google Gemini said. It said there are several famous individuals named Luke Thompson. So first of all, Luke Thompson, the actor, an English actor known for his role as Benedict Bridgerton in the Netflix series Bridgerton.
Oh, really?
So there's an actor in Bridgerton. Huh. He has also had an extensive career in theatre, appearing in numerous Shakespearean plays and films like Dunkirk. He grew up in France and speaks French fluently. So definitely not me.
Oh. You need to get him on the show.
Yeah, I should maybe.
You should, absolutely.
Yeah, I should do. Then there's also Luke Thompson, rugby league footballer, so a rugby player, an English professional rugby league player. Plays for Wigan Warriors and also England and Great Britain. And then the third one, it says Luke Thompson, rugby union player. This is a retired Japanese rugby union player. Yeah, called Luke Thompson, right? Luke Thompson. He played as a lock and occasional flanker and was born in New Zealand.
Oh.
And then that was it. And I said, I wrote, is that it?
Oh, because there was no other famous Luke Thompson.
I was like,
you've got, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, a substantial million people following you on Yao Chow.
Yeah. So I said, is that it? And it said, there's also another notable Luke Thompson who is a prominent figure in the world of English language education.
Hey!
And that turns out to be me. But did you know that there are so my website is teacherluke.co.uk, right?
Yeah. There's another
There
Luke.
are other Teacher Lukes. Did you know?
Yeah.
There's two other Teacher Lukes, and they're both in the world of teaching English as a foreign language.
Are they more recent than you?
Yeah, I'm the original.
So do you reckon they might have been like, oh, my name's also Luke, let me ride the wave?
Maybe. One of them is Teacher Luke on Instagram, and I didn't take the name Teacher Luke on Instagram.
Right.
So I don't know. But anyway, the first one is like a Welsh guy who does IELTS teaching, and he is known as Teacher Luke who does IELTS. Every now and then I get emails from people asking specific questions about IELTS, and I reply, you got the wrong Teacher Luke.
Yeah.
It's the other one. And then there's the third Teacher Luke, who is, as far as I can tell, like an evil Teacher Luke.
Oh.
And this
He's
is
like the dark
this
side.
is actually genuinely bad.
Is he teaching them bad stuff or teaching them badly?
It's not the teaching that's the problem. It was something else. Okay.
Plot thickens.
So, dear. Teacher, I'm going to just Google this, right? Teacher Luke, Thailand.
Oh yeah, no, I know this.
Arrested.
Oh, he's ruining the name of Teacher Luke. No, I do know this because I remember seeing it and being like, oh.
I feel like I could even take the guy to court for bringing the name Teacher Luke into disrepute.
Yeah.
Because if you Google Teacher Luke, he does actually come up.
Really?
And this is a very, what's the word for it? He's bringing the name into disrepute in a big way. This is actually a very serious story.
It is.
He was arrested. I won't go into the details, but he was arrested.
It was in Thailand. Let you just fill in the gaps.
Okay.
You don't need any more.
He was a TikTok star, so he was big on TikTok, like the biggest Teacher Luke on TikTok.
What?
He was an American teacher teaching English in Thailand, and basically he was charged with doing something wrong with someone who was underage.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And it's a very egregious story.
Yeah. Sordid.
So this is the evil Teacher Luke.
It wasn't doing one something.
Oh, I think it was a number of cases.
There was
number of instances. I think 16 years old, but still there were other details involved.
Yeah, right.
But
it was very murky and dark and sordid.
You went down on it. You're into your true crime stuff, aren't you? Doing your French TV shows.
There is nothing I like more than true crime.
What is it with true crime? It feels like
I'm just a basic bitch. I am so. I don't know, like there's nothing more relaxing. Like I'm making dinner for my family, I'm cleaning the house, and I'm just hearing about people getting stabbed in the face, and it's just it's just calming for me, just relaxing.
But just a final point on that, just don't get your Teacher Lukes mixed up, okay?
Yeah.
I'm the original. Don't, accept no substitutions, basically.
It is really interesting about how names can get sort of names and reputations can get ruined.
Yeah.
And how that can stick and not stick. Oh my gosh. So my son's reading for the summer holidays was this really good book. So Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
So he's...
South African comedian, made a name for himself around the world as a fantastic stand-up comedian who also had these incredible stories of living in apartheid South Africa.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so he's of mixed race, but he lived under apartheid as a child.
Yeah, you will have seen him if you're on the internet hosting the Daily Show back then.
He's super successful and he's
brilliant man,
really brilliant. Loads of great stand up, and he was born during. His book is called Born a Crime because his mother was black and his father was white, and so in South Africa that means he's coloured, and so that's how they organise it, which was illegal. So he was born a crime, and so he's talking about like apartheid South Africa, and it's like very hard hitting, and it's really really interesting, and he's a great writer, and it's a really great book like for kids to read. And the reason I'm telling you about this is because like some names, so like Luke is sort of, and Paul, their names, they're such solid names.
Biblical, yeah.
Yeah, and they're such solid names that like there's been some dodgy Lukes, there's been some dodgy Pauls, there's been some great Lukes, there's been some great Pauls, but it doesn't matter. Like it sort of brushes off of you.
Yeah.
Some names, that's it.
Elvis.
They're kind of a bit more unusual, and then if you do something terrible,
like no one's calling their kid Adolf, or at least I hope they're not anyway.
Yeah.
Or, some are, but anyway.
But exactly, like Adolf, it's a bit more unusual name. It used to be a very common name. Now we can't really use it.
Yeah.
Whereas Joseph Stalin, Joseph, fine, no one cares.
So
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did awful, terrible things. The name. So some names. Anyway, and then in Born a Crime we have this. So like a lot of the people in South Africa, black people in South Africa, they have black names. You've got names which come from like many different languages and traditions. And so then they also choose a white name, which is like a lot easier for white people, all problems South Africa say. But their names are often just picked really randomly. Remembering that a lot of these people they haven't gone to school, they might not have such a big education in terms of like European history and culture.
Yeah.
And so it'll be like a name they've heard on the news or like whatever. And so Trevor Noah is talking about this friend that he has, who is this great guy, he's an amazing dancer, and he's called Hitler. His name is Hitler.
Oh my
God. His first name is Hitler.
Hitler, yeah. And they don't know who Hitler is, and they don't care. And they've heard this guy, he's called Hitler, he was really like big in the Second World War, must be a good, why not?
Yeah.
So his name is whatever, like his sort of black name, and then his name is Hitler, and he goes on, you're not going to read the book, so I'm
he's
going to ruin it for you.
He's a black guy as well, which is the
He's a
part
black guy, yeah, exactly. And so then Trevor Noah, he's a real hustler. It's amazing all the things he's done. It's so interesting. And he's describing the scene how like they're like bootlegging all this music, you know, like this rap music from America, and it's like apartheid is breaking down and rap culture is exploding at the same time, and this like feeling of like being black and having identity and coming from the hood, really cool. But to bring this new music in, like dance is so important in South Africa. They got to get the dance moves. So he's hustling the music, and he's got this team of friends who are like doing the moves, and he's like, no one can beat Hitler. Hitler is amazing. So when Hitler comes out, they like make space and they're like, go Hitler, go Hitler, go Hitler. We're already like, this is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable reading it. They get a gig in part of this diversity program in this like cultural, you know where this is going, but it's going there. He gets this gig in this diversity program thing at a Jewish school.
Oh, no.
So they don't realise what happens. So he's like spinning the music and it's amazing, and like everyone's going wild. This is so fun. And then of course Hitler comes out and they make space, and then Hitler's doing his moves and they're like, go Hitler, go Hitler, you know, just with the arm up in the air. Everyone falls silent. They're horrified, obviously. And then the teacher comes up. They're Jewish, but they're white, you know what I mean? And then she's like, you know, I couldn't believe you do this. And he thinks it's just too sexy for them. It's too cool. And he's like, we'll do what we want. We're free now. And she's like, get out. And
Oh my God.
Oh my word. What a story.
It's such a good story. He's such a good writer. Needless, because he's a great comic, but it's so good.
I started the book. I haven't finished it, but
it's really good.
Yeah, I got it ages ago, like maybe 7 years ago, I think.
Read on. We read it over summer.
I'm terrible at reading.
It was our car reading. I was reading it in the car, yeah.
Can I go just back at the end?
Please.
At the end here to talk about a little bit more about what AI says about us.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, you know, AI, of course, is getting more and more reliable. You know, it used to make a lot of mistakes and it's kind of getting better. But some AI is better than others, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's using the Chat GPTs and the Google Geminis and stuff. For this particular exercise I'm going to do now, I asked Microsoft Copilot.
Okay.
Definitely the sort of Channel 5 of AI. I asked Microsoft Copilot to give me quotes of things that you two have said on this podcast.
Oh.
Let's see how accurate it is. So
dear.
first up, Amber's famous quotes from Luke's English podcast. And I want you to
The
tell
thing
me...
is, we'll have no recollection.
Well, yes.
It could tell me anything.
Exactly. Can you remember ever...
You should have
remember
not
what I
said
did
it was
this
Amber's.
morning.
You should have said, here's a quote. Which one of you...
Who said it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who said it?
Well, we'll start with Amber. Amber, can you remember ever saying these things?
Yeah.
So Amber, this is Microsoft Copilot. Amber Minogue has delivered some absolute gems on Luke's English podcast. Often with her signature dry wit and theatrical timing. Here are some of her best and funniest quotes.
Oh my God.
Pulled from various episodes and moments.
Oh, okay.
So, number 1. I fell out of bed and just lay there like a Victorian ghost. From episode 919, describing a dramatic tumble that somehow sounded poetic.
That was the last episode that we were on together.
That's right.
I don't think I lay like a Victorian. Do Victorian ghosts lay? Mind you, I don't
I
know.
laid there
fell
like
out
a
of bed
Victorian-
and just lay there like a Victorian ghost.
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
That's
falling
great.
out of
You
bed.
never said that.
No,
you never said that. You described falling out of bed in a hotel.
Yes, I do remember you falling out of bed.
Yes.
Because you get confused. You stay in hotels and then you reach for, I don't know, a cup of tea or water, and then in fact it's no more bed.
Okay.
So you did talk about falling out of bed. Somehow Microsoft Copilot got confused and decided that it was Amber who said, I fell out of bed and just lay there like a Victorian ghost. You never said that. It completely made
Did you
sense.
have to check?
Did you go back and check?
I just remember. There's no way you said
Oh, it's
that.
like a steel trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's one for Paul.
Yeah.
Paul Taylor is a fan favourite on Luke's English podcast, known for his high-energy delivery, bilingual comedy, and a knack for turning everyday mishaps into laugh-out-loud moments.
It's the delivery.
With that voice, it's amazing. You turn into the BBC then.
No, but I'm gonna
great.
I need to think of AI talking like that.
Here are some of his best quotes: funny, obscure, and totally Paul.
Totally Paul.
So, first one is, I'm half British, half French, and fully confused.
No.
No, this apparently is your go-to. This is his go-to line that sums up his comedy persona perfectly.
What I used to say as an intro on my comedy was like, I'm half. What's the thing?
I'm half British, half French.
Oh no, because I'm not
totally
half French.
confused.
Yeah, I'm not half French. No, my thing was like I'm 50% English, 50% Irish, so I'm 100% alcoholic.
Yeah,
right.
That was my thing that I would say.
Yeah, which is much funnier.
That feels like some dodgy joke writing. It's turning its hand.
It's just
making it up.
It's making it up. You never ever said that. One for me. Let's have. Okay. Right. I won't do the intro. I'm not just a podcaster. I'm a man shouting into the void with a microphone and a cup of tea.
That does actually sound like something you might have said.
You know what's funny about it?
Shouting into the void, you've said.
May have done.
Yeah, but you know what's really interesting about that is that it's like not. They're incorrect, but they're not in our universe, because it wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past you saying that you're like you lay on the floor like a Victorian ghost, because you know history, blah 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 stuff. Your thing of like you drink cup of tea into the void. My thing of being like half and half bilingual, whatever.
What the AI does,
I see what you mean. It does have that.
It takes what it knows about you and turns it into almost a caricature of who you are. So
Didn't
it's never
I ask it to roast you at some point?
You did ask it to roast me.
I thought it came up with some good stuff.
It came up with some good stuff for your but this was ChatGPT.
This is we don't have time for that though, do we?
No,
for the roast of Luke Thompson.
No, but I tell you what, I'll do. Let me see if I can find one.
Okay,
and then I have.
In
to
the meantime, Amber. Here's another thing which apparently you said. Do you remember saying this? Urban pigeons are basically Parisian teenagers. They strut, they don't care, and then they will steal your chips.
Definitely not.
No, you'd never said that.
I'm fond of a pigeon. I'm not fond of a teenager.
Yeah. You never said that,
no,
did you?
of course I didn't. No.
Here's another one for Paul. I don't understand why jumpers have so many names. Sweater, pullover, just call it a warm thing and move on.
I mean, it sounds like the kind of anger that I would use in comedy. But
it's got a like joke setup kind of structure.
It's the rule there's the rule of three in there almost.
Right. Okay, I've just typed in.
So just introduce this. What did you ask ChatGPT to do?
I asked ChatGPT. I said roast podcaster Luke Thompson.
So roasting someone is basically where you make jokes about someone which are sort of insulting and mean.
Yeah.
The roast of Luke Thompson by ChatGPT.
Yeah. So it goes, oh, you want me to roast Luke Thompson from Luke's English podcast? All right. Here we go.
I like the way it knew which Luke Thompson.
Yeah.
This is ChatGPT's a step above. Anyway,
I didn't think you were famous.
Japanese rugby player Luke Thompson.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's come up with 5, and then it's like, do you want me to push this roast into savage mode or keep it friendly banter? I'll just read the 5.
Okay.
Right. Luke sounds like the kind of teacher who tells you this will be fun right before making you suffer through 45 minutes of phrasal verbs.
Fair.
Okay. He has the energy of a stand-up comedian if the comedy club were in a library and everyone was only there to practice their listening skills.
That's a bit harsh,
isn't it? That's mean.
It's harsh, isn't it?
But it's not bad.
Okay, half of his...
like roast.
Yeah, it's a roast.
It's a roast.
It's a roast, yeah.
So
it's not accurate.
It's not accurate. It's mean.
Jokes.
I'm okay.
Half his podcast is English lessons. The other half is him laughing at his own jokes. It's basically Dad Humour, the audio series.
It's fair, I suppose.
Okay. His episodes are so long that you don't learn English, you age in English.
Yeah, okay.
By the time you've finished one, you've gone from beginner to pensioner.
That's actually quite good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Oh, dear.
He brags about being both a teacher and a comedian, which is just a polite way of saying my students are forced to laugh at me.
Yes,
okay,
they are.
That was less fun.
Yeah.
That was good. It's good at roasting.
It's not bad, eh?
It's not bad at roasting.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But Microsoft Copilot doesn't have a clue about what we've actually said. There's loads of these. There's just loads of them, and they're all wrong.
How do they... Because you don't put a transcript out, do you?
Sometimes I do,
Because it doesn't really have access to what we say. It can't listen to the podcast.
Often on my website, I'll do a little summary of the main points that were made or some other notes.
So it's just making it up.
So it's kind of... It's scraped my website and other things, and it's Microsoft Copilot has just... slammed all that together and added a lot of creative license to it.
There's this thing which I was just learning about, which is called AI inbreeding.
Right.
And And of course, it's that sense of like baking in, like it makes mistakes and then it puts it into its own database and it's like, this is fact. And then it just gets like worse and worse and worse and worse. And someone's describing it like the Habsburgs. AI is going to end up like the Habsburgs, which are these this royal family, and they were so inbred that they became really sort of deformed with giant chins and noses, just sort of awful because of course they're keeping the bloodline pure, but absolutely sort of. So is that the future for AI or our tech go-to man?
No, I think it'll end up not being that, but I think. Yeah, I think it's like right now we're having fun with it and stuff, but I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to. I think it can go a bunch of different ways. I don't know who and how we manage it. Like, who do we choose to put in charge of it? Do you know what I mean? Because we got to. It's like being a president of a country. You got to choose someone to head it all up, and if they've got good intentions, it might end up well, and if they don't, then it might. So I don't know. I think it's or it'll just figure out a way of sorting itself out. And then I don't know. It just I don't know. I've got no idea. I don't know. But I do have to go.
Oh yeah.
You do.
Unfortunately.
Well, we can wrap this up now. But I think that was an interesting combination of different things there in the episode. Yeah. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
I think what it'll mean for us though is that I have a feeling that
AI.
Yeah, I think that the impact on us specifically and what we do as jobs, it'll make us more valuable than because I think AI will have the potential of taking a lot of people's jobs away, like any lawyer, that we know, or like they. I've had ChatGPT like read through my contracts, and it comes up with some pretty solid like advice and stuff like that. I'm like, oh god, like what does that job look like in 10 years? But I think people will come to humans more than they will come on a personalized tour with you. They will listen to you because they know you're an authentic voice, because you can easily make a podcast with your voice.
Those AI podcasts are so awful though. Have you listened to any?
Of course I have. I've been banging
on. My gosh, they're so bad.
I've been going on about these for ages.
Really?
Everyone's catching up with me finally and hearing them.
They're terrible.
But they'll get better.
Yeah, no, but they will get better.
They will come to you because they know your voice is an authentic voice and whatever. And stand up is in person. Music's like out of the arts. It seems like music is one of the closest at risk that you can make music with AI.
Yes.
But they will go and see the artist in real life more than maybe they do now because they want that in person.
So in a way, it will elevate what humans do. What the things that AI can't do that humans can do, that will become elevated and much more valuable. But
I think so.
But in the meantime, it will still steal a lot of jobs.
Like accountants.
Well, those kind of accurate kind of grunt tasks, which accountancy is like both complex and boring. AI just lives for that. That's why AI is really good, and that could be liberating. No need.
Yeah, because then you can because no one. I don't feel like accountancy is like a dream. Like no one. I don't think you grow up when you're a kid and you go, "Oh, I'd like to." You kind of fall into it through your studies and through all the other stuff, and then maybe those people will eventually have the time to.
And also, not everyone can afford an accountant, and so they end up in rather complex situations. Whereas this will help
my dad.
people.
Yeah,
exactly. This will help people, and then when you do see an accountant, it's much more for more expert advice, maybe about dealing with different things or money.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be just like crunching numbers and making, you can do that with AI.
Exactly.
Yes. Anyway, we know we've got to go.
Sorry, I have to go.
Paul has
for
to
a
go.
Call. You guys can keep chatting, but I have to go on a
mission.
on a call that will determine my future.
Okay.
Of what I do in terms of shows.
All right. Well, you've got to get
amazing.
all your stuff together, so we might as well just wrap up.
Well, my stuff is this. I can just put that on, put my shoes on, and bugger off.
Okie dokie. All right. Oh, what's that?
I don't know. There was a noise.
Things are happening. I feel like the internet is telling me that we should probably just stop recording at this point. Thank you very much, listeners, for listening. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Paul, so much for being part of this podcast today and bringing this unique human touch that could not be simulated by any of those AIs.
Or any of those other famous Luke Thompsons.
Or any
Paul
of those
Taylors.
other famous Luke Thompsons or Paul Taylors. Or, well, there's no other Amber Knows. There's only one. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks
so
for having
much.
us. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So thanks again to Amber and Paul for being guests once again on this podcast. They've been on the podcast lots of times in the past. Just go into my episode archive on my website, teacherluke.co.uk/episodes. and there you can see all the episodes I've ever done. And you could do a Command F if you're using a Mac, or Control F if you're using a Windows computer, and then search for Amber. Just probably Amber will be enough, and you'll find all of the episodes with Amber and Paul. Otherwise, do the same thing and search for Paul, and you'll find all the episodes that Paul has been a guest on. Most of the time they've been on the show together, but they have done episodes separately as well. So that's just a quick way to find all of the other Amber and Paul episodes if you'd like to check those out as well. And there are some fun moments in there as well. If you're interested in seeing Paul Taylor on stage, check out his website, paultaylorcomedy.com. And that is the comedian Paul Taylor, not the jazz musician. I don't know how you would find out about him if you like jazz. I guess you could just Google Paul Taylor jazz musician. But no, paultaylorcomedy.com. And then there's a section of the website for tickets because he is touring. He's touring his show in English, and he might be coming to a town near you soon. He is touring parts of Europe and maybe further afield later this year as well. So paultaylorcomedy.com, and then check out his live show tickets if you want to see him on stage. And I really recommend that you do that because he's very funny on stage. And as you can see, he's now perhaps the most famous Paul Taylor in the world, and that is thanks to the funny comedy that he's been doing now for quite a long time. Listeners, let me know that you are out there and you're not a skeleton. Leave a comment in the comments section. I'll let you decide what you write. Some reference to one of the things that we talked about today. Maybe you could mention something about your holiday, or the things you like or don't like about going on holiday. How are you with driving in the car with your family? How are you when it comes to going to the beach? Are you someone who loves spending time on the beach or not? What do you prefer and what you don't prefer, and all the rest of it? I'll leave it up to you what you write, but please do write a comment in the comment section. It's always great to read what you have to write, and it's a good chance to practice your English just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, everyone, have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. I will speak to you next time, but for now, it's just time for me to say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye.